Hi, it's Mr. Randy, and I'm here with Mr. Ted E. Severe. Today is Fun Friday. Today we're gonna. What? I'm about to tell you what we're gonna do. Today we're gonna do DIY jellyfish. We're also gonna listen to a story by Miss Stella called The Phantom Toll Booth. Just check it out.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to Metro Park's virtual summer enrichment program. I'm Edgar Valentin at Southeast Community Center, and today we're showing you how to make silly jellyfish. Here are a couple examples of what your finished product should look like, and here are the materials you'll need. So you can use a lot of stuff you find around your house. What you're going to need is a paper plate, any kind of paper that you'd like, any kind of strings or trash that you can find around your house, glue, and tape. Alright, so to start off first, you're going to take the paper that you've chosen, put your plate over it, and with a pencil, draw a circle in order to get the shape of your plate on the paper. Next, you're going to take some scissors and cut out the circle. Here I have mine ready. Take your plate, and with your glue, rub it all over the top of the plate. Take the color that you want and just glue it on top. Should look something like this. Next, you're going to take your tape and just tape any side of the plate and the paper. I usually do 4. I think it's what looks best, but you can do as many sides as you want. We're going to do this real quick. And there you go. Next, you're going to flip the paper over, get some more glue, and glue the inside. Take another sheet of paper and glue it on there. Alright, once you're done with that, it should look something like a sandwich, the paper plate in the middle. Alright, next thing you want to do is grab any string you find around the house. Any kind of long item will do. I'm using pipe cleaners and paper. What you can do is just make silly shapes with it, like so. Take some tape and just tape it to the bottom of the plate. Should look something like this. So you can do this as many times as you like with as many items as you want. And if you don't have pipe cleaners or string, what you could also use is paper. So this is paper that I cut out from some old construction paper to just twist it, make it look a little nice. You could also just stick that on there. So it's really fast, real easy to do. And you're basically done. Now you want to put on the finishing touches, just with a pencil, marker, paint, paper, whatever you want. You can make little designs on it. This one has little circles, a little hard to see. If you find other objects, you can also just stick them on there with glue. Thank you guys for joining us, and this has been how to make silly jellyfish.
I'm going to read the first chapter of the novel The Phantom Toll Booth by Norton Juster. This is the best book in the whole world. Everybody should read it. Chapter 1. There once was a boy named Milo who didn't know what to do with himself. Not just sometimes, but always. When he was in school, he longed to be out. And when he was out, he longed to be in. On the way, he thought about coming home, and coming home, he thought about going. Wherever he was, he wished he was somewhere else. And when he got there, he wondered why he bothered. Nothing really interested him, least of all the things that should have. It seems to me that almost everything is a waste of time, he remarked one day as he walked dejectedly home from school. I mean, I can't see the point in learning to solve useless problems or of subtracting turnips from turnips or knowing where Ethiopia is or how to spell February. And since no one bothered to explain otherwise, he regarded the process of seeking knowledge as the greatest waste of time of all. As he and his unhappy thoughts hurried along, for while he was never anxious to be where he was going, he liked to get there as quickly as possible, and it seemed a great wonder that the world, which was so large, could sometimes feel so small and empty. And worst of all, he continued sadly, there's nothing for me to do. There's nowhere I'd care to go, and there's hardly anything worth seeing. He punctuated that last thought with such a deep sigh that a house sparrow singing nearby stopped and rushed home to be with its family. Without stopping or looking up, Milo dashed past the buildings and busy shops that lined the street, and in a few minutes reached home, dashed through the lobby, hopped onto the elevator, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and off again, opened the apartment door, rushed into his room, and flopped dejectedly into a chair and grumbled softly, "Another long afternoon." And then he looked glumly at all the things he owned, the books that were too much trouble to read, the tools that he never learned to use, the small electric automobile he hadn't driven in months, or was it years, and the hundreds of other games and toys and bats and balls and bits and pieces scattered all around him. And then, to one side of the room, down there just next to the phonograph, he noticed something that he had certainly never seen before. Who could have possibly left such an enormous package? And such a strange one, for while it was not quite square, it definitely wasn't round, and for its size it was larger than almost any big package or a smaller dimension, that he had ever seen. Attached to one side was a bright blue envelope which said simply, "For Milo, who has plenty to do." Now, of course, if you have gotten a surprise package, you can imagine how puzzled and excited Milo was. And if you've never gotten one, pay close attention, because one day you might. "I don't think it's my birthday," he puzzled, and Christmas must be months away, and I haven't been outstandingly good, or even good at all. He had to admit this, even to himself. "Most probably I won't like it anyway, but since I don't know where it came from, I can't possibly send it back." He thought about it for quite a while, and then he opened the envelope, just to be polite. "One genuine turnpike toll booth," it stated, and then it went on, "easily assembled at home and for use by those who have never traveled in lands beyond." Beyond what? Thought Milo, and he continued to read. The end of chapter 1.
Hi, my name is Mr. Randall, and this is Miss Pam, and we are the managers here at Coleman Community Center.
We just wanted to say that we miss you. We can't wait to see you soon.
Thank you for being a part of our virtual summer programming, and as always, be you.